Kai Boswell had 22 points, 3 boards, 2 assists. This is a guy that's been, I think, a little bit he hasn't exactly had the greatest headlines throughout his career. He's also a 20-year-old that is now a senior. And I think I texted you this earlier, word for word. I said, give me Kai Boswell on my team 10 times out of 10. How good was he tonight? How good were the Illini tonight?
You win games because of Kylin Boswell, those type of guys. And it's not just we see him diving on the ball, diving on the floor for loose balls. We see him fronting JT Toppin after Toppin has it going, taking control of the offense, but also understanding the guys that he has around him and being able to flip the ball off to Wagler or to Mirkovic and just say, hey, go. And it doesn't have to be all about him. I think that's why he's so unselfish, and that's why he's been such a good leader since he's gotten to Illinois. And it came in the form of 31 points last game. Obviously, he was tremendous tonight, but just the defensive intensity from him, I think, just kind of permeates throughout the rest of the team. And I'm happy that he's an Illini. That's for damn sure, because he just brings it every single night, and he's a big reason why. I think this Illinois team showed a lot of reasons why they can compete for a Big Ten title tonight.
Yeah, Goodman.
Mike, they were shorthanded tonight, right? Shorthanded, a couple of guys down. We haven't really seen one of those, an international guy so far this year, but they'll get Tommy back here at some point. I don't know how quickly. When you look at this team, they were kind of a question mark, a little bit of a mystery coming to the season. Take your Homer hat off and tell me what you think of this team so far in terms of their upside, their ceiling.
Yeah, it started with the exhibition game against Illinois State. I know you could say, hey, it's Illinois State, but just how connected they play. They're so unselfish. They're high IQ. I think they're so tough. And that was on display tonight because frankly, this is a game that they do not win last year. Because that run that Texas Tech had, that team, given their youth last year, was not able to sustain runs like that. And they weren't able to recover from runs like that. This team can, because they've seen battles. They're so even keel. And I just think the combination of size, of skill, I mentioned the IQ, and then the shooting ability, and how that lends itself to these guys like Stojakovic and Boswell and Mirkovic who can attack these matchups. We saw them attack matchups in a lot of different ways tonight. Kylin went into back downs. Mirkovic went into back downs on that kind of like 21 action inverted ball screen on the sideline to get the matchups they want and go exploit it. I thought Illinois was the more physical team tonight, the bigger team, and they exploited that. And I think too, Jeff, when you think about the ceiling for this team, and I've made the comparison before, but the Indiana team from a few years ago when Hood Schifino came on the team, and that changed their ceiling a little bit. Jace Richardson last year, how that changed the ceiling a little bit for Michigan State. It's the same deal with Mirkovic and Wagler. I mean, Wagler, you can look and say 11, 12 points tonight. Dude had 5 offensive rebounds. Like, he sticks his nose in there. He knows how to play. He can play in any personnel grouping. Mirkovic, I think we've seen it. I mean, everybody wants to say they bring in these pros from internet. Like, Mirkovic is 18 years old, and he's a damn good player, and he's fearless, and he plays full tilt. And that's why in an environment like tonight, he mentioned it after the Illinois State scrimmage, that he was like, I've never heard an arena that loud. And it was like, buddy, wait until that Texas Tech game. And he just comes in and whether it's taking on the challenge with Toppin or decking a guy off the bounce, seeing the double team, spraying it out of it, hitting Kylin for that and one. It's just, they play so well together. And then Stojakovic getting integrated into all that, which he's been the offensive engine at Cal. His, prior to last game, his last college basketball game he played, he had 37 points. So how do you integrate to this kind of concept-based offense now? And tonight was just a night where they said, let's go win matchups. And that's what happened. It's a lot like the 23-24 team that went to an Elite Eight. And I think this Illinois team has that same type of ceiling.
Yeah, and the thing about Andre is he's not you think of him as just a shooter because of what his last name is, right? So if someone his name's Stojakovic, you're like, oh yeah, that dude always going to fire up some threes. No, he's like 6'7", a downhill driver. He's strong. He can absorb contact. He has a way about him around the basket. He finished a bunch of stuff at the rim. I thought it was really interesting that they seem to be hunting the matchup with JT Toppin in the second half. And that was, and Andre won that more often than not. We got to